Obesity is a slur.
Oh, it's not a slur. It's a medical term for being very unhealthy because of your lifestyle habits. It's not a slur. Just because something hurts your feelings doesn't make it a slur. It's a stitch and it's called airplanes. Stitch airplanes. Here we go.
Other one is airplanes. They're like, I shouldn't have to buy a Comfort Plus or first class just to sit on the airplane. They need to accommodate us for just regular seats. That is victimization. It is genuinely victimization.
The perfect example of fat phobia
Jesus
and thin privilege.
Christ. Holy shit balls. God damn.
What the fuck is that?
All right, let me rewind it. I don't know what, it's already incoherent.
The perfect example of fat phobia and thin privilege. People deserve to take up space. People deserve to be accommodated for their body sizes.
They don't. No, all right. I'm not, and this is not to be mean. People do not deserve that. People do not deserve to be accommodated. No one is under the obligation. There might be certain places where you can optimize for it. I mean, imagine you have exercise equipment. You can't fit every single human. If you had Shaquille O'Neal on some of these workout machines, like, he wouldn't fit. He's just too big for that. Like, you can't have the range of adjustments. Same thing with an airplane. And they're going to fucking complain. All right. These fat tards, they're going to complain because if you want to, for example, if you have an airplane and you want to fit comfortably, guess what? You're going to be paying $1,000 for like a standard like trip. You want to spend 3 times the amount on your airplane seat? That's what it's going to be like. Every flight, every ticket is going to be like first class. And then you're going to complain, oh my God, I shouldn't have to pay more. This tube with wings is flying your fat ass through the fucking sky. Okay? Weight is quite important. Now, these airplanes and these airlines need to make money in order to be a functioning business. A business needs to be profitable in order to be a successful business. You need to make money. So this is why you have limits for luggage, whether you like it or not, because it has to lift you against the pull of gravity. It's just physics. A plane can only carry so much weight. And when you weigh twice as much as a normal human being should for your size, for your height, yeah, it's a concern. It's an issue. Okay.
Obesity is a slur.
Oh, it's not a slur. It's a medical term for being very unhealthy because of your lifestyle habits. It's not a slur. Just because something hurts your feelings doesn't make it a slur. It makes you a sensitive beach and you cry about the reality that you live in rather than taking responsibility and changing your habits.
It's based on the BMI, which is racist.
It's not.
It was not created by a healthcare provider. It was created by a mathematician.
It does. Oh, math. Oh no. Math, just the backbone of our reality. This is some bullshit appeal to authority. It doesn't have to be created by a healthcare practitioner. A lot of ingenuity and a lot of new discovery and technology in various fields actually stem from people in other fields. They make a discovery in one field and then they realize, oh, there's many more applications for this amazing discovery and technology. So again, you don't have to be a doctor. Like I might say some stuff about nutrition and you might be like, well, Papa Soy, you're not a doctor. Okay. Yeah. I'm not in horrific debt and I wasn't brainwashed for 10 fucking years. Doesn't mean I'm wrong. Okay. So just because you're a doctor or just because you're in the medical, doesn't mean you're correct. Doesn't mean you're correct. It's this appeal to authority bullshit. Just because I don't need to go to medical school in order to use my brain and to think. Oftentimes people that are outside of the system can actually think clearly because they don't have this cognitive dissonance. They don't have this this shield around their identity and to defend what they've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on. They're not afraid I'm not afraid to say things because I'm not afraid of losing my license or being ostracized from the community. So oftentimes you stay in this little bubble and you actually don't grow. You don't learn. You can't pivot quickly. You can't use your fucking brain and think clearly because it'll negatively affect your career. So you always have to think about who's benefiting from it and whose pockets need to be fucking greased. All right, let's continue.
It's not really beneficial for health at all or determine health.
Jesus Christ. Look, I'm going to say this too. I'm on a roll today. Lots of quality caffeine. If you look the way you do, just saying, don't talk to me about health when you don't look healthy. Like, I'm not going to listen to you about proper skin care and like how to have healthy skin. Okay. I'm not going to listen to someone who's like skinny and has never gone to the gym about bulking up. I'm not going to listen to someone who looks frail, like who's a vegan and looks really frail, eyes sunken in, has major vitamin and mineral deficiencies about nutrition. I'm not going to listen to someone who's like sick and decrepit about being healthy. I'm not going to listen to someone obese about what, like, what the fuck? This is ridiculous. All right. I will listen to a professional basketball player about professional basketball or certain things. You know, there are certain things that doctors might be aware of. Just because people, like, there's a lot of instances where just this appeal to authority, a piece of paper doesn't mean you know what the fuck you're talking about. And math isn't racist. Math isn't racist. It's just numbers. It's just numbers. And there's no surprise that fat people are always the ones that are saying fat's not an indicator of health. Like Stone just said, why is always fat fucks that say fat's not an indicator? Because they're fat. And it's easier to change your hashtag than it is to change your habits. You're defending your poor habits and blaming everyone else for your problems. It's playing the victim, and it's pathetic.
Words like person of larger size. I think it's funny having a thin person constantly use that word and blame the individual for their weight gain, not knowing their circumstances.
The circumstances, and this is going to be a little bit, controversial. They don't really matter. It's the outcome. It's the outcome. A lot of people have trauma. A lot of people have things and issues, but a lot of that comes from the habits. You might have trauma, which leads you to eating poorly and not exercising and all these things. And okay, well, still, what's the cause of it? It's still the habits. It's still what you're doing. A lot of people have trauma and don't gain hundreds and hundreds of pounds. So it's not is it trauma causing it? It's still the habits that cause it. Okay. I'm not saying I'm glad that people have trauma. I'm not saying that, but it is what it is. It's the actions that result from that. It's still what you do and your daily habits that lead you to your current situation. It's still what you do as a result. There are a lot of people that have terrible and really stressful childhoods and have horrific, and they're successful and they overcome them. And so it's really, it doesn't, I'm not saying to be insensitive. I don't want people to have trauma, but we also don't live in this fucking like make-believe Disney movie utopia. It just doesn't exist. So this is not an excuse to not take responsibility for your habits.
Saying that it's not corporations' jobs to accommodate those people. It's just saying that fat people don't matter. It's okay.
It's not saying fat people don't matter. Fat people often, if you don't want to take care of yourself, then don't take care of yourself. But if you're looking for handouts when it comes to larger size clothing, well, it takes more material, more raw materials. It's going to cost more. Oh, I don't like that. Well, an SUV is going to cost a lot more than a sedan. Why? Unless it's a luxury sedan and a budget SUV, but larger, more material, larger engine to pull more weight, blah, blah, blah.
Discriminate against them. In fact, research has been proven to show that weight stigma and fat phobia and discrimination based on weight and bias poses threat to their physiological and physical health.
Studies have shown, no studies show that. No studies show that weight stigma. You're saying studies show that my feelings get hurt. No shit. Everyone's feelings get hurt. Welcome to 2022. So everyone's feelings get hurt. Studies show that weight stigma and all this kind of stuff and bias, and everyone's biased. So your feelings get hurt. Stop allowing your feelings to get hurt. Go to the fucking gym, lift some weights, eat some real food, and get some sunlight and start taking care of yourself. You might think differently. Okay. Yay.
You keep using the word.
Yay.
I don't think it means what you think it means.
Yay. Just state that research shows and then don't say anything about it. Research shows that my feelings.
We stay woke, but y'all sleep. Real mo, but y'all sheep. Out in public, she a good girl, but at the crib, she a real freak. New throne for the new king. Same kid, now my streets go. Same gang, got the cheat code. I said stay woke, we in real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. I said stay woke, real mode. Stay woke, real mode. Hey, y'all some jokers, y'all a bunch of clowns. You will not get a laugh out of me. You can talk, but you can't denounce. I live a different theology. Why I transferred to a new account? You just fucked over a prodigy. Posted up with a rented crown. You are the king and apology. You about to see a new side of me. I hope you know. We stand up and watch our enemy go. Empire fall, my legacy grows. I might just hop on this melody flow. All this vision, no clarity.